Well, hi guys, Mark here, and pleased to be bringing you a review on the Royal Enfield Classic 350. Stay tuned and I'll give you my thoughts on it. Welcome to a review on the Royal Enfield Classic 350. Enfield have been kind enough to loan me this bike for 2 weeks, and in that time I've really got to love the bike, get to know all the things about it. I say it's a absolutely fantastic bike to ride. It's got a beautiful, smooth, torquey, characterful single-cylinder engine. It's just a dream to ride in sort of like, you know, the New Forest area like this. So we've just run through all the specifications, go for a little road ride, bit of dual carriageway, then finish off with the final thoughts at the end. So this is the Chrome edition, which is currently on offer at £4,319 plus the on the road. It's an A2 licence compatible bike. It's got a 349cc single cylinder air and oil cooled 2-valve engine, producing a very modest 20 horsepower at 6,100 RPM. So it's not powerful, but it's not about the power of this bike. It's just about cruising around 50-60 miles an hour, just enjoying the view. Torque is 27 Newton meters at 4,000 RPM. It's got a 13-litre fuel tank, and Enfield are quoting around about 2.6 litres for 100 kilometres, which is around about 100 miles per gallon UK. I've personally worked out at the pumps for my riding. I've got about 93 to the gallon out of it, mixed riding, which is excellent. So you're going to get well over 250 miles range from the tank, which is fantastic. It's got 170 millimetres of ground clearance, 195 kilograms wet weight. The tyres are by Seat, which is an Indian manufacturer. They're good, decent all-round tyres. 100 section on the front and a 120 section on the rear. 19-inch front wheel, 18-inch rear wheel, and these have tubes in them, these tyres. Very, very comfortable seat. You could easily ride this all day. 805 millimeters seat height. Now look at me on the bike. I'm 5'7" tall as a reference for you, 170 centimeters, got about a 30-inch inside leg, and I weigh about 75 kilos, just so you can sort of compare that for yourself. Five-speed transmission on these, 5-speed gearbox, very smooth shifting. And just for reference, this bike has done 4,000 miles. It's about a year old. It's been ridden through a British winter, and all the fixtures and fittings are still looking very, very good on it indeed. Recommended oil for these is 15W50 semi-synthetic, takes about 2 litres. Now I have GPS checked the speedo on this. It's at an indicated 60 miles an hour. It's doing about 57 miles an hour true, and these will do flat out around about 70 miles an hour. Now one thing I found with the Classic is the rear shocks are much softer. It's a much more chilled, compliant ride. The Hunter's a bit more sporty. Much softer rear shocks on this, so that's nice. Single disc at the rear, single disc on the front by Bybury, which is by Brembo. behind the panels here, left and right, we have toolkit, relays and the air filter. Nice that it comes with a centre stand down in there for maintenance and cleaning. ABS is standard on all bikes these days. Nice simple switch gear. So servicing on these, the first service is at 300 miles or thereabouts, and there's like an inspection service at 3,000 miles. Oil and filter changes are quoted in the manual at 6,000 miles, but personally myself, if it was my bike, I'd be changing the oil at about 3,000 or 4,000 miles. These come in lots of different colours. We have Halcyon black, green and grey. We have the dark model, which comes in black or grey. We have the Signal edition, which comes in grey or sand. And this is the chrome edition, which is the red or the bronze. So there we are, guys. Beautiful machine. Let's take it for a test ride. Okay, Royal Enfield Classic 350. Let's try out this beautiful machine. So it's very easy to swing a leg over, nice low seat height, and being 5'7", 170 centimeters, I can pretty much get my feet flat to the floor, so that's a good start. So very simple controls on this machine. We have a cable clutch, which is quite light and smooth. We have your high and low beam and headlight flasher, indicators and horn, start there and kill, hazards, and that's about it really. On the dash here, we have an analog speedo, all your warning lights, you have your fuel gauge, trip meters and odometer, so that's really nice. So start her up, and straight away you've got that beautiful single cylinder thump. It's a very, very smooth engine, this. Okay, let's try this out. So nice light clutch with an early take up. And we're here in the New Forest. So not a powerful engine, but lots of torque, lots of pull from low RPM. So we're just into fourth gear now, just sort of chugging along. Indicated 40. It's a very, very smooth engine, perfectly suited for sort of this type of riding. It's very, very tractable in town. I mean, if you just slow it down a little bit, just to check the fueling, 30 miles an hour, there's no hunting or surging. The throttle is very, very soft and mellow. It's not snatchy in the slightest. So if you had to do some town work on this, it's absolutely fine. Okay guys, so we're out on the open road in the beautiful New Forest here in the south of England on the Enfield Classic 350. What a beautiful bike to be riding in this sort of area. So I'm just going to run through the bike in the usual way. Starting off with these mirrors, which are very, very in keeping with the bike. There's a little bit of vibration in them from the single cylinder engine, but on the whole it's a pretty decent clear view behind, so that's all fine. So the riding position on this, totally upright, and it's got mid-mounted sort of foot controls. Your legs are sort of pretty much straight down, so it's superbly comfortable, just perfect for this sort of riding. All the controls on this are very, very simple, easy to operate. So this bike's currently on 4,000 miles, so it's very nicely running. The engine on these are super smooth. They just got a really nice kind of pulse, kind of like a soft thump, shall we say. It's one of the nicest sort of single cylinders I think I've ever ridden. It's not powerful, top speed of about 70 miles an hour, but that's what it's all about, just riding along like this. The overall ride quality on this is exceptionally good. It may only have sort of basic suspension, but it's very soft on the rear shocks. It's a lot softer than the Hunter. Hunter's a lot sportier in the corners, but this has a very, very decent quality ride, and no problems at all. You could ride this all day. The seat is extremely plush. So just try the brakes out, nothing behind, front and rear together, and they pull up very well, no problems at all. So we're in first gear now. Just going to wind it out. Into third, quite easy up to 40 miles an hour. And even in top gear now, it's cruising along without any sort of snatchiness or anything like that whatsoever. Little LCD sort of display here showing fuel gauge, odometer and all your trips, and in an eco mode, and it's also got a clock as well. But this is definitely a machine just for cruising along. We will do sort of 60-70 a minute on a motorway, but it's most happiest sort of round about sort of 50-60 miles an hour really. The bike is around about 190 kilos. It's not exactly a lightweight, but it's not a physically big bike. It's pretty much the sort of size of a large 125, I would say, so it doesn't feel a big machine. So if you were getting one of these maybe as a first bike, no problems at all with the sort of the size and the weight of it really. Okay, so we're just coming on to a dual carriageway now on the Classic 350, opening it up. So quite easily up to 60 miles an hour indicated. Into fifth gear. Bit of a headwind at the moment I can feel, but there you go, there's an indicated 70 mile an hour, which is about 65-66 mile an hour true, and there's a little bit of throttle left, so it will go on to about 70 miles an hour. Very, very smooth. There's no nasty vibrations whatsoever, which is great. It's a super smooth engine. It doesn't feel stressed at this speed. It's holding its own well, holding the line. It's very, very comfortable at this speed. You can easily maintain sort of 60-65 all day on this really. It's quite happy at this speed. So as you can see, the Classic 350, no problem at all on the dual carriageways. Okay guys, so we just pick a little spot up here, just have a little final thoughts about the Classic 350. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. So very easy into first and neutral, give you that all important sound check. Beautiful. I'll just leave the lights and indicators running so you can have a little look. It's a bit bright today, but just standard halogen bulbs on these at the front there. They're absolutely fine at night. I've ridden these at night time and they're absolutely fine. Excellent. So what's it like onto the centre stand? No problems at all. Very nice. And moving it around, I mean, it's 195 kilos. It's quite a chunky little bike for a small thing, but it's easy enough to push around. So that's absolutely fine. Well, there you go, guys. Royal Enfield Classic 350, a beautiful motorcycle of that bygone era. Really does, you know, everyone that has commented today on it said, oh, is that an old bike? I said, no, it's new. They couldn't believe it. But anyway, looks really nice in this chrome edition, I must say. So a superb, economical, very reliable engine that's cheap to run, does 90 to 100 to the gallon, super smooth, just perfect for pottering around on. If you're looking for power and speed, I would definitely go elsewhere, but just for something to cruise around on and take in the scenery, absolutely superb. Nice build quality, you know, they're not expensive bikes, but this has done 4,000 miles and it's holding up really well, as you can see. Suspension, but again very compliant, very smooth on all the bumpy roads here in the UK, and the rear shocks are very comfortable as well. Seat is super plush, really nice indeed. Quite a lot of owners take this seat off to give it more of a classic sort of single cylinder, single seat look. Decent smooth gear shifter on this. I said cheap and easy to run. All the fixtures, the fittings, they're really decent for the money, in my opinion, these Enfields these days. I really like them a lot. So there you are, guys, Classic 350. I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. I'm going to go and put another 50 miles on it now, and I will catch you again in a week or two for another review. So please don't forget to post your comments down below, give me a like and share my video if you would be so kind, and I will see you soon for another review. Take care, guys, ride safe, all the best, and bye for now.